Gerald doesn't really have anything to lose. It will cost you brand deals. The more brand friendly you are, the less opinionated you can be. There comes a point in time where you have to make a decision about whether your voice is going to remain your own. So this video is going to be a little bit different. Gerald, from one of my favorite tech YouTube channels, really, Gerald Undone, you know, he's crazy. So he made a video that's been a little controversial in the last few days about how camera reviews need to change. And I feel like the topic really applies to so many different YouTubers. So I want to have a candid conversation about this. So, you know, it's YouTube, like, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you want to support what I do, guys, I did just drop merch. So it's not just like, hey, donate, right? I've got these pretty sweet, in my opinion, Geek hoodies that are out. Okay, I just dropped them. I'll leave a link down below. It's a great way to get some merch, to support the channel, and to rep the channel. But let's dive into it. When Gerald made this video, it really resonated with me because at different points in my career, I actually started out on television with Nickelodeon and stuff, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But I've had to make some similar decisions, and so I think it's important to talk about these. Now, full disclosure, this is the Lumix S5 2X. I'll be reviewing this in just a little bit. I'm shooting on the Lumix S1, okay? And so I'm a Lumix guy right now, but I have not always been. I think any tech YouTuber, it's very hard not to be camera YouTube adjacent, if not a camera YouTube channel, because it's the tool that we use the most every single day. Everybody uses cameras, right? But I feel like there's a natural expectation that a tech YouTuber is going to use better cameras. They're going to level up that production. And with the Granted Geek Show, that is something that's always drawn people, and even drawn brands and companies like Focusrite and Audion and HP, who I've worked with. It's drawn them to my videos is because the videos have that kind of production value, almost a cinema-like feel, so that it really feels like a commercial just by somebody who's not that brand. And so that can be very attractive to companies because they still get somebody who seems like just a regular Joe, a regular creator like myself, but then can bring a level of quality that a brand, a high-end brand would expect. Anyway, enough about me. Gerald, he brings up this really great point in his video that kind of is the theme throughout the entire video, which is that it's a legitimate criticism by fans when they see a whole bunch of creators brought out by a brand, particularly in this case, Lumix. They bring out all these creators, the vibes are awesome, you're getting to hang out with all these different creators who share your same passions and stuff. They make this great presentation where they present this new product. It's kind of hard to turn around and smack that brand in the face by being like, you know, the product actually sucks, by the way. But the counterpoint to that is, well, that's the job though. And that's the difficult part about being a tech reviewer, is that you simply have to be honest. But here's the problem. It will cost you sponsorships. It will cost you brand deals. And so I think Gerald's in a different position. He talked about the three phases of being, of like a tech YouTuber or any YouTuber really in their career. The first one is like you're hustling, you're doing whatever you can, you don't have sponsorships or anything. So you're really creating content that you enjoy and that you can give a unique perspective in. And then there's that second phase. The second phase is where you make it big, where brands are reaching out to you, you know, you're doing brand deals, getting sponsorships and all that kind of thing. And then phase 3, which is really just reverting back to phase 1, where these tech YouTubers, they get so big, they get so popular, they have enough money, they have enough sponsorships, they have enough of a following where they can then be honest again and get back to what they want to do. Now, I will say this. I've been watching Gerald Undone for a long time. I've never met the man, I've never had a conversation with him, but he's always struck me as the type of person who does want to give honest reviews. Like, he genuinely wants to get the best product into people's hands, or at least educate folks about all that a product can offer. However, because he's admittedly in that third phase, he just wants to be honest and doesn't care about all these brands and all these companies and whether they like him or not. And so he's encouraging people in phase 2 and phase 1 to do the same. But I feel like it's hard to tell people to do that from phase 3 because Gerald doesn't really have anything to lose. He already has an established following. And this is where I get kind of into my own story. So I actually, like I said, started out on television with Nickelodeon. I did voiceover jobs. I worked with TBS, Verizon, all that kind of stuff as a child actor, okay? And there came a point in time, and I talk about this on my other channels as well. I'll leave those down below if you're interested in more kind of story time and less about tech. There comes a point in time where you have to make a decision about whether your voice is going to remain your own. whether your opinions are going to remain your own, or whether you're going to cozy up to brands to get sponsorships, okay? And whether Gerald likes it or not, okay, this might be a hot take, he has in some way, shape, or form cozied up to brands. Because as he's seeing now, when you don't cozy up to them, they distance from you. So the inverse must also be true, is that in order for him to have even gotten in the position that he's in, where brands did have a high view of him or were inviting him out to things, he must have been, at least at some point, brand friendly. Because I had already made a decision like that before in my entertainment, Hollywood type career, that first part of it, when I got to YouTube, I was not fazed by that decision. I have found in my career that there is nothing more valuable to me than my reputation and my trust that I've developed with the audience. And no brand or brand deal or sponsorship is going to be worth that. You can look at my videos. I've done brand collaborations and all that, just like your favorite YouTubers, but I'm usually not sponsored. I don't get sponsored. And it's not because I don't want a company. Hey, throw cash my way. I'll make videos. I'll promote your product if I like your product. But you see, that's not very brand friendly, because if I suddenly don't like your product, I'm going to also say that because of the trust that I have with my audience and how much I prioritize that. Will I have conversations with that brand and say, hey, I'm not liking this move, I'm not liking that move? Of course, you got to have you got to get real at some point. Like if you're collaborating with a brand, you got to be real about the things you like or don't like and be honest about whether that brand is the best fit for you or not. If you're somebody if you could even see yourself not liking the product or the brand over time, maybe it's not the best deal. A lot of tech YouTubers who make it to the top, who get to the highest echelon of tech YouTube and YouTube in general, it's because they have become brand friendly. The more brand friendly you are, the less opinionated you can be. I truly believe that. And so that's why Geek has had the growth rate that it's had. I've had videos go viral. Like I said, I've collaborated with huge brands. I've talked to a lot of your favorite YouTubers and content creators. But at the end of the day, the Granted Geek is not a brand friendly channel because I will in one video say something really great about a product and a brand. Like I said, I'm loving Lumix right now. I really do enjoy the S5 II. I think it's the best value camera on the market. But I haven't always thought that. I've been a huge Blackmagic fan at times, a huge Sony fan. I've shot on all of these cameras. And the truth is, folks, once you become an ambassador of a brand, you can't say that another brand is better without losing a certain sponsorship. And not saying that, Gerald is not sponsored or anything. And I think he does one of the better jobs of a lot of content creators in trying to avoid the bias, whether it's rejecting payment, not keeping the cameras, which is also a form of payment, right? If they're giving you a camera to keep, that's a form of payment, whether you like it or not. But the truth is, in a lot of people's eyes, he will never be able to remove that stigma of, I've seen you get privileges. I've seen you get early access. I've seen you get things from these brands. So you're automatically biased. He'll never be able to really remove that from himself. I mean, unless he goes on a rampage and just burns bridges with a ton of different companies he's worked with, which I will say, this last camera reviews need to change. He did take some shots at Panasonic, which was refreshing to see, a tech person that high not be so brand friendly. I think everybody's a little bit tired of that. Everybody's a little bit tired of everyone being so friendly. There are some tech brands that I really don't like, that I really hate. Maybe I'll make a video on that. If you want to see a video like that, leave me a like down below and a comment as well, because I'm going to give it to you. I've worked with brands that I don't like their product. They've not been happy with my reviews because of the opinions that I've given, and those relationships have kind of soured over time, I could honestly say. But that's a different discussion for a different day. So I guess I could say I see myself kind of in the middle ground. I'm not a beginning YouTuber, right? I've had a good amount of success. I've worked with some brands. I've had videos do a lot of views, but I'm by no means one of the big tech YouTubers at all. And so right in this middle ground section, I'm gonna be honest and say, folks, just be honest. Value that relationship with your audience more than any brand. Because once you lose your reputation for shooting straight, no pun intended, that was so corny, I apologize. You can't get it back, really, because somebody's always going to think you're bought. And two, brands will be less attracted to you because the audience doesn't respect what you say anymore. So if that's the choice, at the end of the day, the audience makes you or breaks you. All a brand can offer you is a larger platform, a higher platform to be seen by more people. But the audience determines whether you're worth seeing or not. And so for whoever's like an aspiring YouTuber, videographer, etc., looking at videos like this, seeing Gerald's video and wondering, okay, well, how do I navigate this landscape? It is the harder road. It's the road less traveled to value your relationship and your authenticity with your audience over becoming more brand friendly. It is. It's going to cost you brand deals. Like I said, it's going to cost you sponsorships. But at the end, I think you enjoy a sweeter return. You enjoy a better ROI because then your brand, your audience is one that you built on your own, and that they're there for you and your honest opinions, and no brand relationship or brand deal is going to be able to take that away from you. So those are just kind of my 2 cents. I think Gerald and a lot of tech YouTubers and, popular YouTubers in general are in a tough position because there is so much pressure to just be brand friendly, just be vanilla, right? Geek is never going to be that way. So I've been there before. I've had to make decisions like that with big companies, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. So the best way to support this channel, guys, is the audience. You guys are my currency, not brands, right? So like the video, subscribe, click the bell so that you can be notified when I drop new videos. And also, I got merch, like I said, so check out the merch. I got my Geek Mark 1 line that just came out, so you can check out all those products with the design Just Geek on it. I think it's pretty sweet. So thank you all, genuinely. All, 6,700 of you and counting. For just being a part of this channel. I will continue to be as honest as I can in my tech reviews, no matter what that subscriber count says. So thanks as always. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show.